Ladies and gentlemen, the greatest battle you will ever fight is not with the world outside, it's with the voice inside your own mind. The voice that tells you you're not enough, not capable, not worthy. But what if I told you that voice is lying? What if the only thing standing between you and the life you deserve is a pattern you can break forever? Stay with me, because in the next few moments you will learn how to silence your inner critic, destroy negative thinking at its roots, and reclaim the power that has always belonged to you. When negativity begins to whisper in your mind, it doesn't shout. It starts softly, quietly convincing you that you are not enough, not capable, not worthy. And most people make the mistake of believing that voice. But the truth is, negative thinking is not a reflection of your reality. It's a reflection of your untrained mind. Just like an untrained puppy chews through a home, an undisciplined mind chews through your peace. The first step to killing negative thinking is awareness. When a negative thought arises, don't fight it, don't fear it, simply observe it. A thought is just a visitor, not a permanent resident. When you stop giving it importance, it loses its strength. Imagine someone knocking at your door all day. If you never open it, eventually they walk away. The same happens with negativity. The second step is replacement. Nature hates a vacuum. If you remove negativity but don't refill the space with something uplifting, the same old thoughts will return. Replace "I can't" with "I'm learning." Replace "I'm failing" with "I'm growing." Replace "I'm alone" with "I'm guided." Transformation doesn't come from suppression, it comes from substitution. The third step is association. Your mind absorbs whatever environment you place it in. Spend time with people who speak hope, not fear. Consume content that empowers, not drains. When you surround yourself with inspiration, your mind naturally starts thinking in more empowering ways. Just as a dirty cloth becomes clean when dipped in clear water, your mind becomes clear when dipped in positivity. The fourth step is discipline. Negativity thrives in a lazy mind. Wake up with a routine that strengthens you. Whether it's prayer, gratitude, reflection, reading, or even silence, discipline builds the mental muscles needed to fight negativity. A strong mind does not get pushed around by small thoughts. The final step is compassion. Don't hate yourself for thinking negatively. Don't scold your mind for wandering. Speak to yourself with the same kindness you would give a struggling friend. The mind grows where love is present. When you show compassion toward yourself, you stop being your own enemy and start becoming your strongest supporter. Negativity cannot survive in a mind trained in awareness, filled with uplifting thoughts, supported by the right environment, strengthened by discipline, and softened by compassion. Negativity loses its grip when you stop feeding it, but to stop feeding it, you must understand what truly nourishes your inner world. Most people try to silence negative thoughts by distracting themselves, but distraction only pushes the problem into a corner where it grows in the dark. What truly frees you is shining a light on your patterns. Notice when negativity appears the most, when you're tired, when you compare yourself to others, when plans don't unfold as expected. These moments are not weaknesses, they are invitations to understand yourself better. Awareness is not just seeing the thought, it's seeing the trigger behind the thought. Once you understand these triggers, you can prepare yourself before negativity strikes. Just like a doctor strengthens immunity before illness occurs, you can strengthen your inner strength before challenges come. Affirm every morning that you are capable, worthy, and guided. Don't wait for life to remind you of your power, remind yourself first. A fortified mind doesn't break easily. As you continue replacing negative thinking, remember that repetition is your greatest ally. A harmful thought repeated becomes a belief, but so does a helpful one. Speak empowering words to yourself even before you feel their truth. A seed does not sprout the moment it is planted. It grows silently beneath the soil. Your positive words are those seeds. Keep planting them. One day, your inner landscape will be so filled with positivity that negativity will no longer find a place to stand. Your associations shape you more deeply than you realize. Be mindful of voices that constantly complain, criticize, or predict failure. Their mindset may not be yours, but it can become yours through constant exposure. Protect your mental environment the way you protect your home. You wouldn't allow toxic substances to enter your living space. Don't allow toxic influences to enter your mental space. Choose uplifting conversations, purposeful interactions, and relationships that help you rise instead of shrink. Discipline isn't about becoming rigid, it's about becoming reliable for yourself. Keep small promises to your mind. If you say you will practice gratitude each night, do it, even if only for a minute. If you decide to pause before reacting, honor that pause, even if it feels uncomfortable. Every small discipline is a vote for the person you want to become. Over time, your mind starts trusting you, and a trusted mind becomes a peaceful mind. Compassion toward yourself is perhaps the most powerful tool of all. You cannot defeat negativity by attacking yourself. Approach your thoughts with patience. When your mind wanders into dark spaces, gently guide it back without judgment. The journey of healing is not linear. Some days you will feel strong, some days you will feel fragile. Both days are part of your growth. What matters is that you keep showing up for yourself with sincerity, with gentleness, and with the willingness to improve just a little each day. And as you practice this consistently, you begin to realize something profound. Negative thinking was never your identity. It was merely an old pattern. A pattern you now have the power to rewrite, reshape, and rise above, one conscious thought at a time. When you start recognizing negativity as an old pattern rather than a permanent truth, something inside you begins to shift. You stop reacting with fear and start responding with understanding. Instead of asking, "Why am I thinking like this?" you begin asking, "What is this thought trying to teach me?" This question transforms negativity from an enemy into a messenger. Sometimes it signals exhaustion, sometimes insecurity, sometimes unresolved pain. When you listen with maturity instead of panic, the message becomes clear and the fear fades away. There will be days when your mind tries to pull you back into its old habits, whispering familiar doubts. In those moments, remind yourself that growth is not about never slipping. It's about rising faster each time you do. Even the strongest minds revisit old wounds, but they don't stay there. They observe, understand, and gently guide themselves forward again. This consistency is what weakens the grip of negative thinking over time. Another powerful way to rise above negativity is through meaningful action. The mind feels most vulnerable when it is idle. If you allow too much space without purpose, negativity rushes in to fill the silence. Engage in activities that uplift you, learning, serving, creating, practicing gratitude. When you fill your life with meaningful actions, your thoughts naturally align with your actions. A purposeful life becomes fertile ground for positive thinking. At the same time, let go of the unrealistic expectation that your mind must always be positive. Even the most peaceful minds experience storms. What sets them apart is that they don't interpret the storm as failure. They understand that the mind, like the sky, has shifting weather. Clouds come and go, but the sky remains unchanged. In the same way, beneath every passing thought, there is a deeper you that remains calm, steady, and capable. Learn to identify with that deeper self rather than the fleeting clouds of negativity. Gratitude is another gentle but powerful antidote. It doesn't deny the existence of pain, but it reminds you that pain is not the whole story. When you begin and end your day by acknowledging even the smallest blessings, the breath you breathe, the lessons you've learned, the people who care for you, your mind becomes less attracted to negative narratives. Gratitude realigns your perception and helps your heart recognize the goodness still present in your journey. And as you continue this practice, you'll notice that things which once triggered negative thinking no longer hold the same power. Situations may remain the same, but you won't. You'll respond with more patience, more clarity, and more strength. Slowly, you begin to live with a sense of inner authority, an understanding that while you cannot control everything around you, you can absolutely shape what grows within you. Through awareness, repetition, compassion, action, and gratitude, you carve a new path for your mind, one where negativity becomes a faint echo and your inner strength becomes the dominant voice, guiding your life forward. As you keep walking this path of inner mastery, you begin to realize that the strength you are developing is not loud, dramatic, or forceful. It is quiet, steady, and deeply rooted. It shows up not in grand declarations, but in those small everyday moments when you choose calmness over chaos, understanding over reaction, and resilience over surrender. These moments may go unnoticed by the world, but within you, they become powerful victories that reshape your entire mental landscape. There will be times when negativity tries to return wearing a new disguise. It may come through comparison when you see others progressing faster. It may arrive through disappointment when something doesn't go the way you hoped. It may appear through fear when life feels uncertain. But now, instead of being swept away, you pause, you breathe, you remember how far you've come and gently guide your mind back to balance. You remind yourself that comparison steals joy, disappointment is temporary, and uncertainty often leads to unexpected growth. As you develop this inner resilience, you also start noticing the energy you allow into your life. You become more selective with conversations, activities, and environments. Not because you are avoiding the world, but because you finally understand the impact these influences have on your mind. You no longer consume negativity casually. You no longer entertain unnecessary drama. You no longer allow people's opinions to define your worth. You start choosing peace like it's your most valuable currency, because in truth, it is. With time, your internal dialogue becomes gentler. Instead of criticizing yourself for mistakes, you guide yourself like a wise mentor. You begin to appreciate your own efforts. You start celebrating progress, even the subtle kind. You learn to be proud of yourself for simply trying, for showing up, for staying in the game even when your thoughts made it hard. This shift from self-judgment to self-support is one of the greatest signs that negativity is losing its grip. Your perspective on challenges also evolves. Instead of seeing them as punishments, you recognize them as opportunities to strengthen your emotional muscles. A setback becomes a chance to deepen patience. A difficult person becomes a lesson in boundaries. A failure becomes a stepping stone toward clarity. When your mindset matures like this, negativity finds it harder and harder to survive, because your interpretation of life no longer gives it space to thrive. Soon, you begin to experience moments of true mental freedom, times when your mind feels light, clear, and unburdened. You feel a sense of inner spaciousness, like there is room to breathe, room to grow, room to simply be. This freedom doesn't mean your life becomes perfect. It means your relationship with your thoughts transforms so profoundly that negativity no longer controls the direction of your life. You guide your mind gently, wisely, and intentionally, creating a future shaped not by fear, but by clarity and inner strength.